Cybercrime magazine is what many people call page one for cybersecurity. We are devoted to covering cybercrime. We provide the market with a lot of research, facts, figures, predictions, and statistics. And we also produce videos, we produce documentaries, and we recently launched a radio station. I'm Steve Morgan, executive producer at Cybercrime Radio. So why did we decide to launch a radio station? The market needs it. It doesn't have one. We have the first and only radio station devoted to cybercrime and cybersecurity. It's a mainstream topic. It affects everybody, students, parents, teachers, small businesses, not just major corporations. It's something that people need to know a lot more about, and we're here to tell them.
I'm Amanda Glassner. I'm the station manager for Cybercrime Radio. Radio.co has been super helpful in the process of creating Cybercrime Radio. Going into this, not many of us really knew what we were doing about creating a radio station, but once we found Radio.co, the process was just immediately laid out in front of us, really helpful, really straightforward, and a great element that I've found has been their support staff, their customer service. You guys, Radio.co is just always there when I have a question, always willing to take the time to explain things to me on a really basic level so that I understand. I could not live without Radio.co's playlist tool. It makes my job so much easier. It is really organized, really great, and the tagging in itself is life-saving on a daily basis. We use it in a more unique way, I think, but it makes my job a lot easier. It's amazing. I love it.
So what's the biggest challenge for us in launching a radio station? We don't know anything about radio. We've never done it. I've never owned and operated a station. I enjoy listening to it, but it's a heavy lift. And when we researched it, we realized that it was even a heavier lift than we thought. It's not just about having a platform. That's one aspect of it, but you have to produce all of the content. That means having hosts. It means having guests. It means, working really hard at writing scripts and having a good delivery so that you keep an audience engaged, you keep an audience coming back, you create buzz around the station. So if anything, I'd say it came down to people. Having people who work for us and people outside willing to really get behind this and get involved. So a lot of people ask us about COVID-19 and did it affect us? The answer is yes. It has affected everybody on many different levels. Insofar as our business goes, on the one hand, it was a very strange time for us. We went from filming out in the field, interviewing people out in the field, doing some of our written editorial based on field interviews. All of that suddenly stopped, came to a screeching halt. On the other hand, we experienced a lot of growth and we did a lot of new innovation over the past year and a half because we had to. We're in the studio, we're a media property, our traffic went up. We had a lot of clients and sponsors who had events, conferences, in-person conferences, that is, canceled. And that's a big part of their marketing. And they wanted to keep that marketing engine going, so they turned to us and we had to pivot. We invested heavily, mainly our time, into retrofitting our studio so that we could do remote video interviews. And I'm not sure that we would have launched the radio station exactly when we did had it not been for COVID, because we were being very introspective about our media and thinking about how can we deliver more to people? How can we do more virtually? Will COVID go away? Yes, at one point. We don't know exactly when. Just when it seems like it's going away, there's the Delta variant, but none of that changes our audience and their need for more content. The only way to keep a radio station devoted to cybercrime and cybersecurity fresh is to have a lot of content behind it. We are a publisher, we are a researcher. Without all of that material, there is no way we could support a radio station. Beyond that, we have a very capable staff. We're hiring more people. The station is staffed full-time with an internet radio station manager. We have a new on-air personality who's joining us, and then we have a lot of cybersecurity experts from around the world who have participated in podcasts and video productions. They know us and they're excited about coming on the station. So people ask us, how do you find Cybercrime Radio? It's all over the place. So if you're an internet radio junkie, then we're WCYB, Digital Radio, Northport, New York. You'll find us on the various radio directories. You can go to cybercrime.radio on the internet, on our website, listen to it there. We'll have an app out soon, so you could have the app on your phone. And otherwise, just do a Google search on Cybercrime Radio and we'll pop right up.
Hey, I'm James, founder of Radio.co. Before you go anywhere, I've got an interesting question for you. Do you know the difference between a radio station that launches and becomes very successful, gets lots of listeners and does very well, and a radio station that perhaps kind of doesn't launch very well and disappears within a few months, doesn't really get much attention? Well, I've put together a checklist which will illustrate to you in a very simple way the 5 key differences between radio stations that launch, do well, versus radio stations that launch and kind of disappear. You can download your free copy over at radio.co/checklist today. Find out exactly how you can make the most out of your radio station. That's radio.co/checklist. Go and grab your free copy. I'll see you there.